Time. There you go, Harmonic traders. Thanks, everybody. It's been like that. Uh, Welcome back. Let's get to it. I missed Tuesday. Recovery mode here, but on the mend. It's going to take a little bit of time, but I can't stay away from the markets. That's my life. What am I going to do? But sometimes, let me say, people, sometimes, well, not sometimes, every time, the key to trading is that you need to be ready to trade the market when it's ready to be traded. And, some of the stuff I've been dealing with lately, I just have not physically been capable to attack the markets with the level of energy needed to really kill it. So let that be a lesson of reality of what this game's all about. We're not trading every day or sometimes every week or even every month. Hope that you get to that level where you know when you have to take days off. And that's been me sporadically for at least a month, a couple of things. But I'm going to get back to it. And so for everyone that's here, let me just start the top of the rundown of becoming a basic member. Hit that button right there, register now, and just submit the email to become a basic member. We had some issues on top of everything else. We had issues with the website being down. So new members, new signups, gold members, silver members, we switched servers. So looks like this has been resolved. And so just log in For a basic member, everything starts there, and then get with the TradingView platform that we will be diving into today. A lot going on. This is the TradingView platform. Talk about that in a second. And then the books and everything. And of course, the Discord. So that's the place, because even when I'm not as active as I'd like to be, there's lots of other people that are over there, great moderators, very active community dealing with harmonic patterns and all of the resources that are available for free. So please check that out. And again, try before you subscribe. Really important that you try before you subscribe. All right. Thanks so much. Again, appreciate everybody's support and patience. Haven't been that active on Twitter either, but I'm in there on Discord. And so that's the place to just kind of keep tabs. Yep. Appreciate it. So let's get to it. I think I'm just going to start right at the top. Let's get to a quick SPY macro market environment update, because we hit levels. For premium members, gold members, I was able to get a market update posted on the website. So check that out. And, you know, that's the long version. It's pretty clear on our levels across the board that I'm going to respect where we are and just say that I'm going to seriously look at that 414.60 level. That's the 113 off of this prior shark. Okay, as sideways resistance, harmonic pause, if you will. And are we going to get this kind of correction or even that kind of correction? Those were not too bad. They were nice reactions, but that's about it. I'm thinking more that we're pretty much at the end of where we can go for this move that started in early March. For now, gold members, check out the longer term discussion though. Important to check that out. Check those updates. And I will have some new ideas, 3 ideas in crypto coming soon. I think this recent crypto pullback is going to be a gift, and I'll explain why. But that's SPY. And the macro deal, I still say SPY is the #1 chart, but we want to look at the Qs. Relatively similar situation, different pattern, but it's a 2 of 2. And we're just kind of just flatlining now up at the resistance. Let's call it 312, even though it traded as high as 320. And our yellow dot confirmation at 319, probably a better top end number. But you break under 312, then we go into some kind of larger pullback, at least until this can happen. So, you know, keep an eye on that. I think that's, you know, showing us what the macro wants to do. It's a sideways pause. Really started with the dot. You got to go back to the 5th, 15 days ago. And no progress. That's typical within the window. I always say with your dots, and the dot has been the HSI dot, that is confirmation factor signal related to these harmonic strength index extremes. But they trigger after you get a sequence of price action that will stabilize and support what the signal is trying to give you. So here, you know, we want to look in that 3 to 5 bar window. The signal came in actually all the way back there, but we want the retest. We want 2 bars that agree with the signal, and then you really dig into it. And so we're there. Keep an eye on that. I'm looking for a 3 bar breakdown to set that off. And let's look at the diamonds. Probably the better of the 3, triggering a bat on this most recent pullback. Okay, dot came in 4 days ago. I prefer to see those get checked back themselves, or at least a solid part of the body, which it did. Today's day 5. And again, just like we've seen in a number of weekly kind of onset trading segments, you get something like that, a type 1 back to 329.89. It's 1,000. Yeah, it's 1,000 lower. Not well, no, about 8 points lower, 800 on the index gets you to 33, which is a big long-term support we know in the diamonds. Just don't be surprised if you see this, okay? And within this uptrend, I think people are looking for the breakout. It's pretty well established. Things like 4,200 on the SPY is what the street wants to see before they will throw in the towel on the bear market. For now, type 1 reaction. Let's get to 329 and give us a bull signal for the type 2 return. I still say that's the breakout. You want a real breakout. You want correction, type 1 reaction, go to the return, and do something spectacular up here later in the year or this summer and go to new highs for the year. One moment. Really quick, big shout out to the chat, and our first winner of the day was I'm the Elon Musk of lurking. You win a gold membership. And then Jay Studa, you get a volume 3. I'll give away one more gold membership, especially now that the website's back on, and I expect it to stay on. Stay tuned. Let's go to the crypto. Who doesn't love crypto, right? Is this an opportunity, folks? You want to rip into Bitcoin now? How's your FOMO doing after the last, $2,000 pullback? I think that's a pretty sweet setup. But let's try to size up some opportunities in Bitcoin. Let me remove that. Well, there you go. What's going on there? Because no signals, nothing really triggered up here except for a second amplified test. But I still say this is going to probably do what the last 3 complex readings on Bitcoin did. So complex reading, that's that M formation in the indicator. That's our RSI indicator. Looks like this. So can you draw an M formation in the overbought? Yes. That's a complex. That's a complex. That's a complex. And that's another complex. 3 lower complex structures, but each time it's like a pullback to the 50, set it up, and then just minor price reaction. There and something like here and probably again. So within what's happening since January, get ready for that and take a look. Get ready to take advantage of that, because the thing that corresponds with every Bitcoin daily retracement has been nice HSI bullish signals that trigger the return. So if we know this is going to be a temporary reaction, there's your HSI signals, return to go retest that high. Same deal here, no check back, but you're still anticipating the retest return. No HSI. I think we're going to get an HSI on this move. Probably, let's see how the week finishes up. But the daily is what I'm looking for. Doesn't really matter if it's 28 or 26. That next signal is going to set you up for, look, you're going to come down here, you're going to register something, and then do the return move once this correction's done. That's where we are in the long-term phase of this move to target 137,200. That doesn't change. Like, we're in there. You probably one reason why we did get rejected. Let me just bring back to this. Clean this up. You're hitting some levels up here. It didn't. If it wasn't going to explode through 31,000, 30 through 30,000, and at least close above there, because we barely got more than one or two closes above 30,000 on that try. It just, again, it's going to knock on the door for a while. I think that's what S&P 500 is doing. It's going to knock on the door in a stair-step fashion. And 37, let's call it 37,225, just to be exact. That's our immediate target. Anything above there is pure speculation, but this is what we're looking for. And looking for entries on Bitcoin, like that or like that, as accumulation moves. So if we get another set of confirmation, long-term daily, get a little oversold setup here, that's probably sets you to the next leg for the move to 37.2. And so I'm going to say, let's call it July. It's either July or September. I think we'll get 37.225. I'll play it conservatively. I'll say September. But that's, I think, the thought going forward with Bitcoin where it is in the relative position. On other pairs and other crypto, a lot of them are setting up for those type 2 returns of daily patterns they formed in March. We'll go through those in a second. Let me update Ethereum. Knocked on the door at 2,000. Got rejected again here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here's Ethereum. 4-hour time frame. Okay. Deep crab at the top on the 4-hour. Target 1, 1895. $18.95 would be the type 1, end of the type 1 on the deep crab. Perfect launch point. And you are almost, you got there, what? Overnight? Yeah. 1912 is the low so far. I'm looking for 95. And that would be the continuation. Just go through a couple different feeds. Yeah, 95, 1896. And not a bad setup for swing return. Get down here to target 1, and that sets you up for hop retest to 2044, as high as that 2125 general spot. And this is the thing you want to look for when you've already made the breakout on longer term basis. You're just looking for these 4-hour pullbacks, with dots. Pull up the 4-hour dots there, and there, and there. So you go back barely a month. 1, 2, 3. And now our 4th signal for a swing continuation on Ethereum, 1900, 1895. Yeah, what's up, Evan? Yeah, 2400 still the target. And we're just starting that first move above that B point, which is 2034. I've talked about why even this structure on Ethereum, that's trying to do a BAM, bat action magnet move breakout. On that structure gets you to 3200, but I'm still using this primary crab pattern to go to target 1, 2403. And give me, I'll say September. I think before September 21. Let's see what happens here next week or so. I mean, I think we're going to get a pullback. You're going to get oversold on the daily without giving up too much. And that will be your continuation low that gets you to those targets. If that's, like I said, if it's June or if it's September, I don't think it matters. I think if you looked at anything and said you have a potential to do a 25% move here in 6 months, you'll take it every time. So let's size that up. Number 3, Binance Coin almost did the breakout. Another one where I expect them to continue to hammer it every time they get to 330, but pretty soon this is going to bust. And talk about BAM, Bat Action Magnet Move breakout phenomenon. It's all about the MW formation that once you get verifiable XAB point at a 40+% puts you into a bat structure, C point there. And now, as you're going to take this shape, that's the true breakout area. That's above 400 on BNB with a straight move to the 886 at 630, 630. So you still have some work to do before you break that out. But slowly but surely, it is. And the other thing to note, when you ever see these take shape, look at how the CD leg materializes. The thing to note, and I've said this before, this is an impressive pattern here, if you will, of a trend line developing of consistently higher lows. Yes, higher highs are great and you can get a lot of price discovery, but if you're really going to build some kind of constructive C to D leg, this behavior where you're just hugging the uptrend line really helps that once you do the breakout, you know you have a really firm CD leg. And that's the framework. You know, that's how we target things like this. We're doing it across the board for this next cycle. When will the dot be available? MT4, MT5. Let me get on that. Like I said, I appreciate the patience. Last 2 weeks, I've just not been able to finish much. But I will. Thanks for reminding me. I'll reach out to my partner. Okay. A couple more. That's number 3. Number 4 is XRP. Still is. Check this out. Rolling back over. So what was last month? Just a big reaction for now. Yeah. Nothing yet that would say, okay, another time to jump. You're already back to 47 on that. What's the 4-hour chart? Not much here. Not yet. Boy, they really hammered that at 55 cents. Not another time, not ready for another re-entry just yet. It's a beautiful, that is a type 2 bat. Even it didn't, yeah, that's a type 2 crab too. Again, the secondary, the test of target 1 at 53.60, just holding it for now. Back into that zone. Look, let's just keep an eye on this. I want to see another dot. You know, look at the last couple of bullish dots. XRP there back in March, and then November, and then last June. Last June, or I could even go back to May, June. But you see the deal. I think you're going to have to be patient. All crypto not created the same. And many of them are in different relative positions than others. Appreciate that, Justin. Yep. Thank you very much. Last one. Cardano. You don't want to be in a cycle where you don't catch Cardano. And that's kind of my thought here. I don't know where this is going to eventually bottom. We know that this came just shy. I mean, 1 cent shy of a perfect type 2 deep crab. And those kind of things are important. As a structure, you would go back and just say, wow, that was, you know, that was a completed 2 of 2. Is that pattern marking the end of the bear market with a beautiful type 2? A lot of times they do that. This one, because it's not quite there yet, my suspicion is certainly we're going to wait for another dot. But maybe we get another pattern to the right here that acts as like a secondary continuation. So again, I like the idea of looking at Cardano for whatever this next cycle is going to hold going into next year. Let's just still be disciplined to wait for it. And you're going to see a bunch of these. I'm going to share a few that I'm looking at right now that I think are setting up, but we just got to be patient. Right at the top is this algo. Some of these will be 3 ideas. A recent little bearish pattern capped this, but this is the deal. A lot of these are coming back to retest their recent lows. Sorry, let me get that on the Coinbase feed. And you're back down here looking for retest, some kind of yellow dot, quite frankly. You're retesting these zones again where the next set of triggers could be coming in quite soon. I mean, here your HSI is diving. Amplified is already oversold. And let's go a couple more here. Check out this. So here is this Axie Infinity. Where'd it go? All-time 886. But where's my pattern? I'll give it a second. There you go. This is pretty exemplary of a lot of situations that materialized since that low in March. Some of them got a January thrust. Axie, beautiful down here at $6, $6.50, and then did a type 1 where it doubled, and now we have a smaller pattern. And that smaller pattern is the every day kind of the secondary trigger I'm looking for in maybe Cardano. Give me a pattern to the right of these lows from January that then this sets up a continuation, I think somewhere around 742. 742. That's AXS. You guys know the deal on Chili's. It's just nothing has changed except for this recent bearish pattern. I'm looking for another dot. Give me a dot that this one did a crazy, really tough to see it, but it did the 1, 2. I mean, exactly 1, bang, up to 2. Now it got rejected, probably back to 1165, but we know that this is in a long term. There's your big long-term support at 1125. Just looking for another dot. Sure, Justin. Let's go to Gala. And that has some interesting things, but again, here's a patience one. There's something where I might miss out on it, but I'll wait for the retest. 3.2, and I don't want to discourage you or anybody ever from a position. I'm just with this kind of crypto, with crypto in general, I want patterns to the left of me, and I want triggers to the left of me. What do I have to the left of me? Well, I have a type 1 shark that just retested. In actuality, this is a bearish 5.0 now. Type 2 bearish 5.0. It's not coming up. I'll trace it out, but you can look at it like that, and it triggered a dot yesterday that you come back down and test 3.26 for then something spectacular, and I do think that that's what you're looking for with whatever crypto you're looking for. You're looking for that 2 of 2 move that sets it up, and then you launch. And I mean launch. You get out of this hole, because that's what you're looking for basically across the board. If your crypto hasn't 5x'd in that first wave, then you're not, you're still on the launch pad waiting to go. Yeah, crypto miners, Costa. I will look at that in a minute. The crypto miners, same deal. First thrust, gave it up. You're in a reaction, and we're going to take advantage of that reaction momentarily. But those are, I think, really fine examples. Here's something I'm not, I'm not crazy about, but I'm not this coin. But look, harmonics are in action with this puppy. This is Hex, and Hex has done some nice back-to-back harmonics here, where you did a beautiful, hey, all for it. You went from a 1.8 all the way to, what was that, 12 cents for an 8x off the low. That's a heck of a move. But you're back-to-back patterns now. And Hex, we talked about this not too long ago, back in March, where it was a shark up there above 10. I know I called that out and said, if you're involved with that, be aware of it. And even if we wanted Hex, no offense to Hexicans, but you got to wait for that retest, 3.9, 3.5. And then you could get the confirmation, at least how we look at harmonics, for something much larger. And take that as an example, folks. Take that as the kind of thing you should be setting up, looking for some new high-level patterns and bullish triggers that are to set off the next cycle. Like, let's be done with this back and forth action. Here's ICP. I think it's another one that basing down here, but look at the levels. Pretty clear. This bat pattern, target one, type one, done. Ugly, but done. And that came back for your reaction, ran right into another HSI. I would be still I'm looking at ICP, and I've been saying this, 550 is the level under there. And maybe what you continue to do is if you get that 50+% pop, you trade it. Here's the 4 hour. There's been some nice patterns there on the 4 hour. But I think you still need to trade these. We're not there yet in a moon phase, not even close. But if we get 2 of 2s, and here's another 2 of 2 that's, again, these aren't my particular favorites, but they're really exhibiting the kind of thing I'm talking about here, is things like Doge, another shark pattern. We know that the 715 level, I think it's the weekly chart, major support. I mean, that's ABCD stuff here on the daily. Wait, let me set it up. What is it? I know it was a big ABCD pattern, but we also have this crab. 9 cents is the general area, 7 cents, 7 to 9 cents. I've been saying that forever. But now, what I'd love to see is this 2 of 2 on Doge and come back down one more time to 7 cents for the last time. And that's, again, like a lot of these that are coming together, that would be the last time. 2 of 2 with confirmation and then go. So that still pushes us off. To get ideal with the harmonic pattern framework, that would need to happen, and you'd probably need a month. We're going to get it. No doubt. I really do think we're going to get it. Couple of more. Yes, that render. This is a good one to look at. Someone's saying, hey, bring this puppy up. Render, beautiful performance. Okay, since 40 cents in January. Amazing. 3 months, 100 days ago, 40 cents. Do a 5x above $2. Okay, $2. But we got 2 bat patterns. And look at the ideal. I mean, it's just super ideal. Type 1 reaction, bang. Type 2, back down for the 2. Let me blow that up. And this is just to reinforce the phenomenon of the framework, which I think, look, I'm looking on rules to identify, like just to put, like, if we have a D, I would also have a 1, okay, for the type 1 reaction, where you would know, okay, S1 start type 1 trade, maybe E1 end type 1 trade, that kind of a thing, and then label that, because type 1 reaction, then you go straight back into return phase. There, $2, 145 support, and then you come all the way back down to target 2. Just incredible. I did catch this recently, and I'm looking at it more, but if you're there now, okay, you've got to respect this resistance again. Don't expect that above 231, maybe a full hop retest, but whatever your dot is, and your one red bar, one red candle, because you do have HSI here, but you got to respect that this is hitting the harmonic maximum limit. This is why we do harmonic patterns, okay, to measure, trace out, identify these M and Ws. Why? Because the levels are firm. And so if we've got back-to-back patterns, I mean, that's a super 2 of 2. I would expect somewhere in this 210, 230 range that you then come off all the way back down to target 1 at 165. Just the back-to-back patterns tell me, careful, Chief. And then look at your indicators. I mean, looks like we're going to get a complex structure once this comment comes out. Why? Well, there's the first part, M. There's your midpoint above the extreme. Now come out. And, this is the thought here, okay? If you're in that position, someone's been asking me to comment on that. As a trader, to let that go from 210 or 220, wherever it tops out, all the way back to 165, because that's the minimum reaction, if not more, because of the prior bearish patterns. You're giving up. Come on, brain. You can work here. 25%. A 25% give back of whatever it was, wherever you're long off of this. And I still think we are in that kind of a market. Even the ones that mooned in January did not continue. This is a great one where back-to-back patterns are saying cap it. Okay, here we're talking about a bearish crypto example. Amazing. We're always trying to moon it, talk bullish. Here's a bearish. Respect those harmonics. 165, and we'll come back and see. But in the same way that I want everyone to be patient with this pullback and let these things come in to set it up to get your 2 of 2s, you flash in bearish patterns like that, especially after it did 1 move, 2 moves, 3 moves perfectly off of that bat pattern, you respect the $2 resistance. Here's a couple more that are, they're flashing something. I'm still looking at it here. These haven't really moved anywhere off of where I started talking about these back in like February, January. But this power ledger, 17-cent area today it had a pop. Hasn't really done anything, but you're still gunning for 35.2. And at least it's holding these lows. That's one that came across recently. Here's another one that really hasn't moved yet, but I still like it where it is. 155, 160 on Rarible. You got a couple of big patterns down there, and I know that there's a weekly. Yeah. So even like this weekly dot, yellow dot, you're just going to have to be patient on that to play it for the next cycle. But it's like Chili's. There you go. Bat pattern 155. I mean, that's just a nice structure. It's just going to take time to get off that hop. Sure, Claire. How you doing today? Claire is asking for Bitcoin Cash. Looks like this. Yeah, it's a type 2, kind of a delayed, already 2 of 2. Again, where we are now is you're just waiting for your next daily HSIs. You know, bullish HSI back in March gave you one. Obviously, this bat pattern's in control, but look, we're still wanting to trigger off these levels. Maybe 108, 121.92 at the moment, but there's no confirmation there. Down in here, I'm looking for, yeah, here you go. HSI's diving. And notice how it really didn't start to dive until we got to the 50 level. Come on down and hit that over a few more days. I would say 108.59, but you want to look for these. All right, look, let them come back and give you the retest that is like a tertiary low. At this point, it's just structure. At this point, something like this, or many of your larger coins. Hey, tell me what the monthly chart's doing. That one's not nearly as nice. Looks like that's last 2 months under a lot of pressure, but the static lows everyone's looking at $100 generally. We would say 108, I think, of a measured level. Couple more. Yeah, I can look at that. KDA does have something nice. JK, KDA. Was it KDA or was it Kava? Might have been Kava, my friend. This is what? Kadena. I think I had Kava. Let me see if I can find... nothing really. I think what I was looking at was... Let me go to that Kava here in a second. Yeah, nothing really there. Maybe you're coming back down to this 89-cent level, but again, there's better opportunity structurally than this. This shark clocked it. Here's Kava. Come on. There you go, Kava. I knew there was something in the K's. This is what I'm talking about. Multiple patterns down here, all around 80 cents. The January low, that was pretty amazing at 50 cents. What you're looking for, next oversold reading. So let it drop in. You're right at the XA level minimum. That's good. That's got my attention. But give me a dot. Give me confirmation. This is what we should be looking for over the next week. Let this thing come in, because I think this is going to be a gift. If you weren't there on January or March, let that come down, let it drop, and trigger the next signal, probably next week. Please check that out. That's like this one. INJ. Beautiful, but check it out. Look, INJ had a bunch of patterns at 50 cents. It went to $10. Yikes. I mean, at what point do you say enough's enough? If you're doing 10x in 3 months, you have to say at some point I got to think about taking anticipatory profits. That was sweet. But you hit, there's a couple of patterns, but there's the first confirmation, and this one's probably done for now until you get back to 480. There's a couple of patterns there. Wasn't this a weekly too? This one caught my eye, big one. Not there. I don't know what's there, but hey, it does show you though a lot of the benefits of being to the right of the downtrend. Here's some confirmation on the weekly, all-time 886. Look, this is the kind of pop-off we're looking for on every one of your crypto. Minimum 382 to 50 of this kind of a thing, come all the way down, that insane cycle, 382. Is that exact or real close? Really close. I mean, 382 at $10 essentially. I just think, some are doing it now. Some are probably going to take longer. I mean, in terms of seasonally, where some might not even pop off till the end of the year as you get closer to that halving. A couple more. But you do want to wait. Listen, this is why being patient with all of these is essential. Oh, here's one. Yeah, here's a good one. Talk about waiting, okay, and letting it come into you. Here's Cosmos, and Cosmos is like Chainlink, and I'm still gonna wait for $9 because if we get that and we get confirmation 2 of 2 from the framework, that's where I expect explosions to happen, major moves, or at least sizable XA to target 2 moves, 50%. I agree. Listen, your favorite crypto, sure, like Gala or others, they might explode. But our job as traders, speculators here in the crypto space is to ID and get as sharp to the levels as possible. Cosmos is just basing long term at this 842 hop level of the shark. I mean, it's fat. Every time you're down there, you've had nearly a 50% move. And we're slowly making higher lows. That's important. The next retest of that pattern is going to be the small pattern inside the big pattern that potentially can set it off. Where you go to 20 or obviously eventually target one at $32. We're still, though, just in the constraints of longer term, those that support zone from the lows that were established last June. And we've seen 100-week basing periods before in these T coins. A lot of other people were saying Chainlink, and Chainlink is, I don't know why, all the financial applications people cite, I suppose. Again, what's the right price? And at what point will it explode? Just drawing your major weekly, daily trend lines that everyone's looking at. There's your bear market from last year. So to the right of that downtrend, you've done 4 months of work. Good going. And you're starting to build some lower highs. We just ran into some recent resistance right at $8. Hey, let it come back down. I think back down there as low as that 550 gives you another opportunity. Go for it. Nice 4-hour time frame. Let's just do this. Okay, it's a 4-hour butterfly right at the top, and minimum 730 on this trip. But if we came back and tested this support down 6 and change, I think that would be kind of one of these big looping retests within that larger zone. And look for it. That's where you are. Be patient with some of those. Tell you what, another one that we want to line up. A lot of them that did their big first thrust kind of move. Now, get ready. So here's Riot blockchain. And check out the daily. I flashed this last week. Just a deep crab right off the low. Nice. Target 1. We get a dot today. This is a big first thrust breakout. Okay. Could not get above the top range of your zone was 1333. So there were some things here. You had a hop level at 1436. I mean, amazingly, that was the exact high. 1436 hop, 1443 was the high. But what do we know? Type 1 reaction, 983 maybe, and you still have a little bit of time to go. But we want another daily HSI dot. Think of it that way. That's going to be the next continuation low. And if we are correct about the long-term assumptions, then your daily dots like there, and then whatever the next one is that comes in here are going to be important triggers against this massive, massive, massive structure. It's like that. How do we get to 32.38? You stair step it. Last month, big fat engulfing, almost perfect breakout month. All right. It's going to take time. It's going to take time. Your completion was all the way back there in April a year ago. You're finally poking back out of the zone. All right, maybe 1087. $10, somewhere around 10. As your next possibility to jump in against this massive pattern. Here's the other one. This is for you, Costa, and I've been looking at this clean spark since you brought it up, but it's probably better than Riot. It's a big pattern. Trying to get out of the zone. Here's your daily. You ran into a similar crab formation, so this one's probably closer to its target one at 396. That's where we start looking. Nowhere yet on your daily to be oversold just yet, but doesn't have to be a mandatory move. Under $4, maybe even better on a 4-hour time frame. I think these are, you can day trade these too. The volume's there for sure. There you go. Better on the 4-hour time frame. But 396 and give me a dot on the 4-hour. At least on the 4-hour, you're oversold. But if you want another shot on these mining stocks for crypto, and let's say crypto gives us that flush as well, because I want to look for that on Bitcoin, you know, it's something like that. Under 396, and then you jump. It's a 20%, 25% bump. Keep an eye on it. This is what everyone wanted 10 days ago, right? It's absolutely just set up nicely on that first big thrust move, has everyone's attention. You know, Clean Spark bottomed back in March. You could have been there at 2.25. And the low on this, what was that all-time low? $1.79. This is where you want to line up your opportunities. Definitely. I'll have a few more next week. I want to give you guys kind of a special thing as well. I'm looking at the AI stocks. So I've just been kind of, I don't know, had plenty of time to kind of bang around here and want to show you a couple things that I'm just caught my eye. A lot of these were junk. But here's one that I'm currently looking at. Hit that on a day trade recently, but I'm looking for the longer term implications. It's just something I posted in the Discord yesterday. But it's more like stuff like this, where you got these crazy big patterns, and you could pretty much just generate a list, anything AI. But with that kind of a deal, I'm looking at, you know, these more in a speculative manner to then pop off, go to target 1 fully, maybe as high as target 2. Don't know. I think I shared this one with everyone last week, this CXAI that just caught my eye. I saw it on a volume radar thing, and yeah, I did. And I showed you guys last week where I was in and out, and it popped off. It was absolutely insane because I had 3,000 shares, just scalped like $1,000. And not that I could have caught it, but within 24 hours later, what I sold for 1,000, was probably plus 180. Now that was pre-market gibberish, but it was probably 30 off of just 3,000 shares. But it caught my attention, and I've been looking at a couple other ones. Aside from the big tech, mega tech, this big bear AI. I'm looking for this, you know, as kind of where go the weekly. Yeah, there's our weekly. Looking for patterns like this that have the kind of the big formations. Where'd this go? Hold on. Just had a big pattern on this. There it is. Okay, butterfly on the daily. A couple other ones. What was the C3? Oh no, this one. Here's the AI. C3 AI. Another one where, go to the weekly on this one. Really slow. Hold on. What's it looking on this one? Oh, 4-hour time frames. Letting them pop, come back. That's another one. And what was there was, last one was, bear with me. There you go. This is the bot ETF. Bots, sorry. It's a pretty good vehicle. I'm been looking at this thing right now, sitting at a couple of bearish patterns, but I would be getting these on the radar. Like the rest of the market, I think we're going to come off a little bit here, but come on, where did that go? Yeah, let me follow up. Here's one super one that's looking at right now of, okay, so then there's these, if you go on there, these crazy penny stocks. And I'm only going to go at these if they've got volume, but I posted this one too. This is MRAI, MARPI, because this caught. I'm seeing a lot of little things like this, little patterns down at a buck. One other one. Weekly. There you go. So check it out. If you can get into a lot of this, where here, this is SciFi Technologies, where these small tech stocks or even a lot of biotechs are giving you insanely huge patterns. This one's a 2 of 2, and I'm looking at this closely. I'm waiting for the one more confirmation down in here, around a buck, somewhere around $1. Go investigate it. Don't be afraid to take a look at that, where, especially in some of my recent shots, you don't need to risk much. And it's kind of like trying to play crypto for 5x or 10x. With these, look for volume, look for patterns in the same way we do. GFAI, that's a good one. I did hear about that. Yeah, Guard Force. There's something here on the daily. Oh yeah, check it out. It's a big shark. You're hitting just recently. Yeah, you generated amazing at 35. Now back at 23. This is where you go on a 4-hour. Nothing there. Maybe day trade it. What do you have on a 5-minute? All right, this is the thing with this when these are moving. I wouldn't touch that right now. I would expect that that's a 2 of 2 shark, but that's the kind of thing I'm seeing a lot of. If it's a hourly or even a 5-minute chart and a great day trading vehicle. It has to have volume, I think, of at least 1 million shares. And then go. Wasn't there an Ocean? I don't know. Pump me your favorite AI. Let's look at those. SciTech Global. There you go. Another 5 minute example of a 5 minute chart. Beautiful shark at 3:30. Excuse me, 3:15. What's there on the daily? Daily, weekly. Yeah. These are tough because once you get your pop, you're not looking for 1 million. You know, if you're down here at a buck and you're 5x or 3x, you're automatically thinking profit taking. At least half people. Even look at your dots. There are a couple dots there, dots there. Nice pops off of every one. What else you got? Ocean, Ocean Biomedical, or Ocean the crypto? Ocean Crypto? Ocean Crypto, I know that was a popular one. That was one, yeah. It went 13 cents to 50, 3x in 3 months. Great. But that's done. Why is it done? Because it's a type 2 off of the crab and has so firmly respected profit targets. And now with another HSI dot, look, there's type 1 exactly to 29.12, 29.12 cents. Then back to the hop once and twice, finally with confirmation. Here's another call, bearish call for crypto for now. You got to come back to target 2. That's the framework in action. That's what I'm saying. We're going to get opportunities on these, but just let them come in. This is why, even if you can see the dot and just know you are days away. If you love this ocean thing, let it fall, let it trigger, let it retest. It's at 38 now. I think that could happen as low as 22 or 29. It's certainly not in the 30s. And then look again. That's where you are on crypto right now. Bitcoin, Ethereum, they might be a little more subdued. But these altcoins, much like what happened in March, is probably what's coming down our path here that you want to get ready for. Where things come back and they re-hit the big numbers and they give you ideal entries for the rest of the year. I mean, some of them, I'll go into some other ones probably next time, but look, here's Solana, folks, and this is probably the last one I want to finish up on in terms of crypto. Where'd it go? There you go. It's couple patterns here. No, on the daily, though, is a deep crab here. That was right at the low. And it can't get through target 1. There you go. It's a deep crab. And this cannot get through target 1 at 23.39. Just from a pattern perspective, I'm going to say at least go back to the ABCD. I haven't done anything with that, although I've been watching ever since January, because this was probably one of the first ones that really caught everyone's attention, that out of nowhere this thing exploded, did a 4x off 8 to 25. Keep an eye on that. All right, you guys got me. One or two more. I'll look at that AGIX. Same deal. This one exploded. There you go. Coming back down. Give me a dot. Give me a dot at a minimum. There's nothing there yet. What was... It was a big 886. Yeah, I mean, this is classic. You went up to the top of the range. You're done. You're done on AGIX. You have to wait until you get a bullish dot or something else. Yeah, in reality, I knew there was a big pattern here on the daily. 22.9. That's what we were saying on the other one. Why? Because it's a type 2 now. That was amazing. 3 cents. Wow. 4 cents to 60 cents. 4 cents to 60 cents, 15x. Nice. But it's over. You hit 47.08. Excuse me, 47.8. Come on back down at least to this XA level. 23 cents would be your next target. And then if you want to see that explode, it goes from there. But not until then. It's got to retest. Lovey's asking, what indicator do you use for harmonic patterns? Go back. Thank you for that segue. Go to harmonictrader.com, please. And hit the basic members page. Just send your username, everyone, to hpc@sr-analyst.com. And I'll tell you what, Lovey, you'll make you the last winner of the day. You'll get a gold membership for asking that question. Great question. And we'll give you a 30-day trial. Everyone that won the gold membership today, you guys can get a 30-day access to any or all of the platforms to check them out. That's why I do it. And last one, let's give away one more book. Somebody type in V3 and you'll get this book, Volume 3. All of the books are available as a PDF. But check that book out because this one is the only book that really gets into the detail of all of the framework. Steady Growth 101, you win. But this is the framework that I'm talking about. And I've been talking about these targets for years. And let me get back to where I need to be here. But understanding that they go through a reaction reversal framework, so critical to knowing where you are in all of it. How do we know? Do we let the thing give it more time or what? There you go. And again, every initial pattern that we're looking at is looking for that reactive move up and then a secondary retest. And we see it in crypto now. And that's what I want people to be considering going forward, that you're lining up for another retest, a type 2. And that's the type 2 is where you get the larger moves. I think for Bitcoin and Ethereum, look, they've come off quite a bit already in terms of HSI, and let it come in a little bit more and generate another yellow dot. It's probably, like I said, a week away. But they're getting really close. And my number one thing that I'm looking at that I think represents that probably the best is this Cosmos. We talked about Cosmos from the beginning today. That a well-loved crypto, beautiful Gartley setting up, ready for the type 2, 904. You're at 1140 at the moment. But that would be the major event. It would be a 2 of 2 on Cosmos. That could actually be the start of something much larger to get it out of the zone. But it's $2 lower. It's $2.50 lower from current levels. So you could FOMO right here, or you can buy 25% more at the same price, probably in another 2-3 weeks, and satisfy the framework. Do that with all of them. Do that with all of them, and you'll see it. I'll highlight a few more, folks, but I had to get caught up on all of this. So listen, crypto, let that come in. AI stocks, get them on your radar. They're going to run. I really think they've got, opportunity to do something where you speculate, you like that BBAI. That's something that, again, I'm involved with currently, or even your favorite AI crypto. They're going to give you an opportunity to get in on these levels. Let them come back, retest their support, give you some triggers, and then get ready to go. The final one, same deal with those crypto brokers. First thrust over, let it come back. We're going to get another opportunity. You're probably halfway through it. By this time next week, we're probably sizing them up. All right, thanks everybody. Neil, review what we did on Riot, BTBT. We didn't go to BTBT, but I'll get into that Tuesday. You're wanting these things to come back and give you your next daily HSI dot, and then they rock it again. First one is done already, so we'll get that tomorrow. I'll get that to Tuesday. Okay, gold members, get back on the website. I don't expect any more delays, and we're all going to recover together. All right, folks. As always, go get them. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Tuesday. Peace.